Look at a global map of transportation, and humanity's dominance seems absolute. We have carved tunnels beneath the English Channel, laid tracks across the frozen expanse of Siberia, and constructed multi-billion-dollar bridges over volatile oceanic straits. The ultimate symbol of this connectivity is the Pan-American Highway. On paper, it is a staggering achievement, a continuous 30,000-mile network of roads stretching from the frozen edges of Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, all the way down to Ushuaia, Argentina, the southernmost city on Earth. It is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest motorable road in existence. In theory, a traveler could hop into a vehicle in North America and drive non-stop into the heart of South America, crossing deserts, mountain ranges, and borders seamlessly. But if you actually attempt this journey, you will hit a literal and geopolitical brick wall. Just as you reach the border town of Yaviza in Panama, the asphalt abruptly stops. The road doesn't just narrow, it completely vanishes, swallowed by a dense, misty fortress of green. For the next 60 miles between Panama and Colombia, there is nothing. No highways, no dirt tracks, no bridges, and no infrastructure whatsoever. This is the Darien Gap. It is a massive, intentional rupture in the global transport system, a geographic missing link that completely severs the North American continent from South America. For decades, this tiny, narrow strip of jungle has successfully defeated the combined engineering power of the United States and global construction syndicates. It is an anomaly that completely defies the modern globalized order. Why, in an age where we can map the surface of Mars, does a 60-mile stretch of land on our own planet remain completely unconquered? Pandora's box is open here every day, because the absence of this road isn't just a failure of engineering, it has become a multi-billion-dollar geopolitical weapon. To understand why this highway simply stops, we have to look past the dense canopy and uncover a brutal reality defined by hostile geography, biological warfare defenses, and international lawlessness. To truly grasp why the Darien Gap remains unpaved, we must first dismantle the myth that it is just a standard rainforest. The physical geography of the Darien is a chaotic vertical labyrinth where three punishing ecosystems collide: steep, jagged mountain ridges, dense tropical jungle, and vast, shifting coastal swamps. The primary physical barrier is the Serranía del Darién, a rugged mountain chain that rises sharply out of the earth, creating extreme slopes and deep, isolated valleys. These mountains act as a massive trap for humid air blowing in from both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. The result is an environment that experiences an astronomical amount of rainfall, up to 400 inches every single year. This non-stop deluge transforms the lowlands into a treacherous, fluid matrix of mud and unstable swampland. From an engineering perspective, this terrain is an absolute nightmare. Constructing a heavy-duty highway requires a solid, stable foundation. In the Darien, the ground is essentially a moving liquid. To build a road that wouldn't immediately collapse, engineers would have to construct hundreds of massive, reinforced bridges over volatile rivers that can swell by 20 feet in a matter of minutes due to flash floods. Furthermore, the mud is highly acidic and corrosive, meaning traditional asphalt would be eroded and washed away within a single rainy season. In the 1970s, the United States federal government, alongside the Panamanian authorities, actually attempted to bridge the gap. They poured millions of dollars into mapping, clearing, and bringing in heavy machinery. But the jungle fought back with terrifying efficiency. Entire construction crews were decimated by yellow fever, malaria, and trench foot. Bulldozers and excavators literally sank into the mud, permanently swallowed by the swamp. The project was eventually abandoned in a humiliating defeat. proving that the physical terrain itself acts as a natural fortress designed to reject human infrastructure. However, physical geography is only half the equation. The true reason the Darien Gap remains empty in 2026 is because international governments actively want it to stay empty. The gap functions as a highly strategic biological wall. Because this region has remained isolated for millions of years, it has served as an evolutionary barrier, preventing the spread of a devastating agricultural threat: foot and mouth disease. This highly contagious virus affects cloven-hoofed animals, particularly cattle, and has the potential to wipe out entire livestock industries overnight. South America has historically struggled to contain foot and mouth disease. Conversely, North and Central America, through rigorous quarantine measures and billions of dollars in investments, have kept their territories completely free of the virus. The cattle and agricultural industry in the United States alone is an economic juggernaut worth hundreds of billions of dollars. If a highway were constructed through the Darien Gap, commercial trucks and livestock would move freely between the two continents. The geographic barrier would disappear, and foot and mouth disease would almost certainly migrate northward, crippling the agricultural economy of the entire Northern Hemisphere. Stop and actually think about this for a second. The governments of Panama and the United States have calculated that the economic cost of building and maintaining a road through the jungle is nothing compared to the catastrophic risk of a continent-wide biological outbreak. Therefore, the American and Panamanian governments have tacitly agreed to use the hostility of the Darien Gap as a permanent, free biological defense shield. It is a deliberate geopolitical decision to keep two continents disconnected, sacrificing global trade infrastructure to protect domestic economic security. But leaving a 60-mile void on the map has massive, unintended knock-on consequences. Because the terrain is completely inaccessible to vehicles, neither the Colombian nor the Panamanian military can effectively patrol the interior. This has allowed the Darien Gap to transform into a dark geopolitical vacuum, a lawless haven for drug cartels, heavily armed rebel groups, and human trafficking syndicates. These criminal organizations, like the infamous Clan del Golfo, effectively run the jungle. They have established an improvised toll system of their own, charging heavily for safe passage through the hidden footpaths of the canopy. This lawlessness creates a dangerous paradox. The lack of a road makes the region highly volatile, but the volatility makes sending construction crews in completely impossible. No modern firm will risk its workers in a territory where cartels operate with total military impunity. In recent years, the Darien Gap has shifted from a local anomaly into a global crisis center. It has become the most dangerous migrant route on Earth. Hundreds of thousands of people from countries as diverse as Venezuela, Haiti, China, and Afghanistan fly to South America and attempt to cross this deadly jungle on foot to reach the United States. The jungle extracts a heavy toll. Thousands have lost their lives to the wildlife, the rushing flash floods, or the violence of the cartels. The Darien Gap has become a bleeding wound in the international system, showing that when governments refuse to build a physical highway, criminal networks will build a human one. Allowing this gap to remain unconquered is a blatant reminder of the limits of globalization. It proves that despite our technology, human movement, international law, and national sovereignty can still be entirely halted by a 60-mile break in the pavement. Ultimately, the Darien Gap will likely remain exactly what it has always been: a wild, lawless, and beautiful void. A territorial anomaly that shatters the illusion of a fully connected world, protected not by treaty, but by its own terrifying and unconquerable hostility.